Beginner full body workout to build muscle fast. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Vital Living. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're either brand new to training or you're getting back into it after a long time away. And if that's you, I want to tell you something important right from the start. You don't need a complicated program to build muscle as a beginner. In fact, the simpler and more consistent you are, the better your results will usually be. Today, I'm going to give you a complete beginner full body workout designed to help you build muscle as fast as possible while still being realistic. We're going to cover why full body training is one of the best choices for beginners, the best exercises to focus on, how to do them with good form, how to progress over time, and exactly how to structure your training week. This program is built for people who are serious about making progress but don't want to spend hours in the gym every day. If you follow it consistently and eat properly, you can make some of the fastest gains of your life in the first 3 to 6 months. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start training the right way, let's get into it. Why full body training is perfect for beginners. Before we talk about the actual workouts, I want to explain why I recommend full body training for most beginners instead of the classic body part splits you see everywhere. When you're new to training, your body responds very well to frequent stimulation. Training your whole body 3 times per week means you're hitting every major muscle group multiple times instead of just once. This leads to faster progress in both strength and muscle growth, especially in the beginning. Another big advantage is that full body workouts are very time efficient. Instead of doing a bunch of isolation exercises for one muscle group, you focus on big compound movements that work multiple muscles at once. You get more work done in less time. Full body training also helps you practice the main movement patterns more often. This is important because as a beginner, your technique is still developing. The more you practice good form on squats, pushes, pulls, and hinges, the faster you'll improve and the lower your risk of injury becomes. Finally, full body workouts are much more forgiving if life gets busy. If you miss a workout, you're not missing an entire muscle group for the week like you would with a body part split. You're still able to hit everything in your next session. How muscle building actually works. A lot of beginners have the wrong idea about how to build muscle. They think they need to do a ton of different exercises or train until they can't move. That's not really how it works. Muscle growth, also called hypertrophy, happens when you repeatedly challenge your muscles with resistance and then give them enough recovery and nutrition to adapt. The key factors are mechanical tension, lifting weights, or your body weight, in a way that creates tension in the muscle. Muscle damage, small amounts of damage that your body then repairs and makes stronger. Metabolic stress, the burning sensation you feel during higher representative sets. As a beginner, you don't need to obsess over all 3 of these. What you mainly need is consistent progressive overload, meaning you gradually make your workouts harder over time. This can be done by adding weight, doing more reps, slowing down the movement, or improving your form. As long as you keep challenging your muscles in some way, they will grow. The best exercises for beginners. When you're just starting out, you want to focus on exercises that are effective, relatively easy to learn, and safe. Here are the movements I recommend prioritizing. Squat pattern. Goblet squats or bodyweight squats. This builds your quads, glutes, and core. Hinge pattern, Romanian deadlifts or glute bridges. This targets your hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Horizontal push, push-ups or dumbbell bench press. Builds your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Horizontal pull, dumbbell rows or resistance band rows. Extremely important for posture and balance development. Vertical push, dumbbell shoulder press. Builds your shoulders and upper chest. Core work, planks, dead bugs, and bird dogs. Helps build a strong, stable midsection. These 6 movement patterns cover almost everything you need as a beginner. The Beginner Full Body Workout Program. Here's the main program I recommend for most beginners. You'll train 3 days per week with at least 1 rest day between sessions. A common schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but you can adjust it based on your life. Each session should take about 45 to 55 minutes if you keep your rest periods reasonable. Day 1 Full Body A. Goblet Squat. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 60 to 90 seconds. Push-ups, or knee push-ups. 3 sets of 6 to 12 reps. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Dumbbell row, or resistance band row. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per arm. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Glute bridge. 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Rest 60 seconds. Plank. 3 sets of 20 to 40 seconds. Rest 45 to 60 seconds. Day 2 Full Body B. Reverse lunges. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per leg. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Dumbbell shoulder press. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Dumbbell Romanian deadlift. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Inverted rows or doorway rows. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 60 to 75 seconds. Dead bugs. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per side. Rest 45 to 60 seconds. Day 3 Full Body C, slightly different variations. Bodyweight squats or goblet squats. 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Rest 60 seconds. Push-ups. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Rest 60 seconds. Single arm dumbbell row. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per arm. Rest 60 seconds. Glute bridge or single leg glute bridge. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per leg. Rest 60 seconds. Side plank. 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds per side. Rest 45 seconds. This program hits every major muscle group 3 times per week while still giving you enough recovery. How to progress as a beginner. Progression is the most important part of building muscle. If you keep doing the same workout with the same weights and same reps for months, your body has no reason to change. Here's how to progress properly as a beginner. If you can complete all sets and reps with good form, try to add 1 to 2 reps next week. Once you can do the top end of the representative range comfortably, try to add a little weight, even 2 to 5 pounds. If adding weight isn't possible, slow down the lowering phase of the movement. Improve your technique over time. Better form often allows you to lift more or do more reps. Write down your workouts. This is one of the biggest differences between people who make progress and people who don't. Tracking helps you see when it's time to push harder. Common beginner mistakes. I see beginners make these mistakes all the time. They try to do too many exercises. More exercises doesn't mean better results. Focus on mastering the basics first. They use bad form because they're trying to lift too heavy. Ego lifting is one of the fastest ways to get injured. Start lighter and focus on control. They rest too long between sets. This makes workouts unnecessarily long. Keep rest periods between 60 to 90 seconds for most exercises. They expect results too fast. Building muscle takes time, especially after the first few months. Be patient and consistent. They neglect nutrition. You can train perfectly, but if you're not eating enough protein and calories, your progress will be very slow. Nutrition for building muscle as a beginner. Training is only half of the equation. If you want to build muscle, you need to support your training with proper nutrition. The most important things are: eat enough protein. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Be in a slight calorie surplus if your main goal is muscle gain. Eat enough food overall. Many beginners undereat without realizing it. You don't need to track every single calorie if that stresses you out. But you should at least be aware of how much protein you're getting and whether you're eating enough food to support muscle growth. Some easy high-protein foods include eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, tuna, cottage cheese, milk, and protein powder. Recovery and sleep. This is another area where a lot of beginners drop the ball. Your muscles don't grow while you're training. They grow while you're resting and sleeping. If you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night, your recovery and muscle growth will suffer. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep most nights. This will make a much bigger difference than most people realize. Also pay attention to how you feel. If you're constantly sore and tired, you might be doing too much too soon. It's okay to take an extra rest day if you need it. Realistic expectations. As a beginner, you can make progress faster than at any other point in your training career. This is often called newbie gains. In the first 3 to 6 months, it's possible to gain a noticeable amount of muscle and strength if you train hard and eat well. However, results are not linear. Some weeks you'll feel strong and make good progress. Other weeks might feel slower. Don't compare yourself to people who have been training for years. Focus on your own progress and trust the process. How long should you run this program? I recommend running this beginner program for at least 8 to 12 weeks before making major changes. This gives you enough time to get good at the movements and see real progress. After that, you can either continue with the same program while adding more weight, reps, or move on to a slightly more advanced version. Final thoughts. Building muscle as a beginner doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need fancy equipment or a super complex routine. What you need is consistency, good form, progressive overload, and proper nutrition. The program I gave you today is simple, effective, and designed specifically for people who are just starting out. If you show up 3 times a week, train hard, eat enough protein, and get decent sleep, you will make progress. The people who get the best results aren't the ones with the perfect program. They're the ones who actually stick with training for months and years, even when life gets busy. If you want, I can create a more advanced version of this program or help you adjust it based on what equipment you have access to. Just let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any questions about form or how to get started, drop them below. I read pretty much every comment. If this video helped you feel more confident about starting your training journey, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. We post new content every week about fitness, building muscle, and getting stronger while living a busy life. Thanks for watching. Guys, I appreciate you. Go get your first workout in, and I'll see you in the next one.